Born and raised in Selma, Alabama, I was involved in the civil rights movement, which began January 1965. The community came together to stress the importance of becoming registered voters. Not only did the leaders of the community and people from the outside came in and joined forces with us to encourage us and to support us and let us know that we had all rights and privileges. We were entitled to all rights and privileges as a white community. Mostly the black people were denied the right to vote because they couldn't complete the voters registration application. All kind of things were done to prevent them from completing it. They had a guessing game as to where you had to guess how many bubbles were in a bar of soap, how many jelly beans could fit in a tall jar, or how many cotton balls could fit in a tall jar. Even the teachers, the educators with doctorate degrees, the doctors, the nurses, the dentists couldn't pass the exam. That's how bad they made it to prevent them becoming registered voters. But the fight was in them and they kept encouraging the community, and that they did win. In addition to the white water fountains and colored water fountains, and also the bathrooms in the city, county, and federal government buildings. And the children, we marched every day. We went to Brown Chapel every day, and we marched every day. Some of us got arrested every day. And the if it had not been for the youth in the community that was willing to march every day, there would not have been a movement, because my mother couldn't leave 6 children at home and get arrested, whereas her children did. And she tried to prevent us from doing that, but that proved to no avail. So she joined forces with us. She was involved in the movement. In addition to my dad, he was involved in the movement. My dad was one of the first members of the family that was brutally beaten on Green Street by one of the deputized deputies. And he was beaten so bad until um, a neighbor on the street saw him and allowed him to come in the house and stay at the house instead of walking home that night, because he was such a bloody mess, and to prevent him from being attacked again. When Bloody Sunday came, which was March 7th, my mom had already told us that we could not march. And the reason for the march was because of Jimmy Lee Jackson, a young man, 18, 19-year-old young man, had been shot in Marion, Alabama, and he died as a result of his injuries. And the organizers decided that we were going to march to Alabama, to the state capitol, and confront the then Governor Wallace. And when the marchers marched across the bridge, they was told to disperse, and they refused to do so. And they were beaten and gassed and ran up and down the streets of Selma, Alabama on their horses. They even ran up the steps on their horses, beating people. And when the whole world saw that on the news that night, that Monday, Selma opened up, people came from far and near. My brother was beat pretty bad. He was hospitalized until that Wednesday. On Tuesday, Martin Luther King came to town, and we did what you call a turnaround Tuesday, where we marched again across the bridge and kneeled and prayed without any incident. Then we marched back to Brown Trap Chapel. So the organizers was making arrangements for the march on March 21st to march to Montgomery, Alabama. And everybody that wanted to march. And like I said, people came from far and near to support us. Everybody was not able to march all the way to Montgomery. Only 300 people were allowed to march. And the rest of us